June 23, 2026. The market gave us a clear signal today, and it started in Asia before the US Open even arrived. South Korea's EWI ETF dropped 12.25% in a single session. Japan's EWJ fell 4.35%. The Kospi Native Index cratered nearly 10%. This isn't noise. South Korea is home to Samsung, SK Hynix, and the global memory supply chain. When Korean semiconductor equities get hit like that, the Nasdaq takes notice. Today it did. QQQ fell 3.04%, closing at $715.49. SPY was down 1.42% to $733.84. Tech led the damage. QQQ dropped more than twice what SPY did. That's the early warning signal. The Nasdaq is lagging the broad market, and that's not a healthy sign. So what drove this? Three converging forces. First, the Korean memory shock, a direct hit to AI and semiconductor supply chain confidence. Second, a rising dollar. DXY at 101.38, RSI of 75. That's overbought territory, and a strong dollar tightens financial conditions globally, squeezing growth stocks with international revenues. Third, the 10-year yield ticked up to 4.49%, putting additional pressure on rate-sensitive tech valuations. Layer Iran geopolitical uncertainty on top, and you've got a full risk-off cocktail. The sector rotation said everything. Consumer staples, healthcare, and utilities led the day, up 1.87%, 1.26%, and 0.81% respectively. Technology fell 3.85%. Industrials down 2%. Consumer discretionary, already below its 20-day, 50-day, and 200-day moving averages, off another 0.95%. Money moved decisively out of growth and into defensives. The VIX jumped 12.33% to 19.41, now above all three of its moving averages. Not a panic reading, but elevated. The line I'm watching. If VIX clears 20.99, the volatility regime shifts and equities face more pressure. The levels that matter. SPI needs to hold $729.65. That's near the 50-day at $730.27. Lose that, and the pullback gets more serious. For QQQ, 694 to 49 is the 50-day floor. Resistance overhead for QQQ is $721.24. On the upside for SPY, $747.60 is the first level that matters. Now here's the tension in the data worth naming. The projection signal for SPY leans mildly higher from here, but the QQQ projection leans meaningfully lower, towards $705. When the broad market signal and the tech signal diverge, and today's catalyst is explicitly tech and semiconductor driven, I weight the QQQ signal more heavily. The base case is cautious. The broad uptrend is technically intact above SPY's 50-day, but tech is under real stress, and this setup needs price confirmation before any recovery red holds. The single most important event this week, Micron reports earnings tomorrow, June 24th. Micron is a direct read on AI and memory demand, the very supply chain that just blew up in Korea today. The report could shift the near-term narrative either way. The outcome is uncertain, and this is not a trading signal. But it is the market's next confirmation or denial event for the entire semiconductor and AI infrastructure thesis. Watch SPY 729.65, QQQ $694.49, and VIX 20.99. This setup remains conditional. Price still needs to confirm. This is educational content, not financial advice. The brief is AI-assisted and based on market data, news context, and quantitative signals. Projections can be wrong, so always verify the data and make your own decisions.